Welcome to another edition of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we run down all of the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And we're going to quickly jump in with a bit of admin. Obviously, if you've been following the site, you will be very aware that the Protein Wars has kicked off today. It is our annual protein powder showdown, where we get every protein powder in the industry, anyone that's really wanted to be on there, and you can vote on them. In fact, even if they're not on the voting list, there is a section at the bottom for you to enter their product and have your say. And so yeah, it's something we've done for a very, very long time. To be honest, this is actually the 12th time we've done it. So this is 11 years of Protein Wars. It's an insane competition that's been running for this long. And as I haven't said it before, we've always kind of done this purely because back in the day when we used to sort of say this was our favorite pre-workout, this was our favorite fat burner or whatever, people kind of got defensive on the protein powder front. And after listening to a lot of people, we learned pretty quickly that everyone has their own preference for their own circumstance. Some like casein, some like 50-50, some like isolate, some like beef, some like collagen, some like plant-based, each to their own. So we created this voting competition, which is much more open, much more than me saying, this is the one I use, this is the best, this could be the best for you, whatever. So we did the Protein Wars, and it's been going strong for 12 years. We've had a lot of champions. We have a 3-time reigning champion right now in loaded protein from Rise. Man Sports won it twice, NutriBio won it twice. Machine Whey won it. The very, very first winner was actually Cellucor's Core Series protein powder. Core Whey. Not the C4 Whey they have now, obviously, but yeah, it's gone back a while. And so yeah, you can head to proteinwars.com, get your votes in, have your say, choose the one you like, choose the one you don't like. It is what it is. And yeah, look for it. So the way it works is the top 16 from the opening round. So we have every protein powder we can on there. And the top 16 go through to the quarterfinals. We split them into 4 groups of 4. Then we vote on that for a week. And then the top winner of each of those groups goes on to the semifinals, where we have 2 groups of 1-on-1, and finishing with a grand finale. And that should be around, well, it's definitely 4 weeks from now, really. And so yeah, you get to vote once per round and once per group per round. So if this week there's only 1 group of everyone, so next week there'll be 4 and you can vote each of those. And have fun, enjoy it, spread the word. It's just a fun little contest, and we do have a customized championship ring going to the winner once again, as we have done for the last, I don't even know how many years we've done it for. Originally it was a glass. It was a glass or it was a crystal, it was something. So now, yeah, we do a completely custom, and each one is only made once. So they are one of a kind, and they are custom designed to whatever I'm feeling that year. So yeah, I think we're doing like a red, white, and blue kind of patriotic theme. I think it was. I haven't seen the final thing yet. We'll put it up when we get it. But the other admin we've got is we have announcing this week is the nominees for our Brand of the Year awards. Now this is a big thing we've always done. Again, back when we used to do these, this was around the time that we did the favorite pre-workouts. Protein was created. We did Brand of the Year. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. We've done a while. A lot of big names have won. A lot of great names have won. We've had 2-time champions. That being Redcon 1 and Pollen, and just had phenomenal time with these, giving out and acknowledging brands that I feel are doing well. And people always ask, what do we look for? It's very simple. And some people know exactly what I'm looking for, and some people know. They'll come to me and say, I'm thinking this guy's going to win this year. And I'll say, you know what, you're spot on. That's exactly who I had. It's all about how frequently you launch something, how innovative those products are, and how exciting everything is. That's pretty much it. If I'm a fan of your brand and I can buy a new pre-workout, then the next month it's a new protein powder, then I get a few flavors, then maybe a category I haven't seen you touch before. Maybe an improvement of a previous supplement. We see this consistently, and it is interesting, like if they do a good job, not like some underdosed sprinkle or whatever, in each of these things throughout the year, that tends to win it. You look back on history, that's exactly who's won. And it's very rare that it's close, but there have been years that it has been. And then it comes down to just sort of the categories and the types of products that I guess I like to see. Format variety is another big thing. When you add an energy drink, when you add well, not an energy drink exactly, but a beverage, when you add these things, they play a big part in my mindset, because when you're reaching out into another industry, which is what a beverage is, it might have a sports nutrition touch, but you are going to a very different format, and you do something different, I can't help it but reward that. And so yeah, this week we're announcing the nominees, I think each day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was just looking at the calendar and thought I should start now. Today is Functional Brand of the Year nominees. We have Life Pro, which was our past two-time champion. They're in the running again. Quest Nutrition. I'm trying to remember a couple of others. Bear Bouses in the mix as well. Muscle Nation down under in Australia. And it's going to bug the shit out of me, but I am having difficulty remembering. And you would think that I would know since we did them today. I'm just going to shamelessly look it up just so that I don't forget absolutely anyone. InLead, of course, the newest one on the list. InLead, the German brand that's just been creaming it since earlier this year. So yeah, they're in the running for the Functional Brand of the Year award. Life Pro looking to become the first 3-time of that category. We've only given this award out 5 times. The first winner was Outright back in 2019 when it was just steamrolling with flavors and innovations. Then it went to Bombar in Russia twice, and then more recently it's been Life Pro in Spain. And it could be Life Pro again, could be someone else. I don't know. I already know who's won. I've already decided. And I'll give you even a little more extra insight for fans and of the podcast, as we always talk about certain brands, certain topics that always tend to like derail the viewership on YouTube, but I don't really give a shit. I know the people that like this and watch it. So one of the categories, we have Energy Drink Brand of the Year, Functional Food Brand of the Year, International Brand of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, and Overall Brand of the Year. Now I'm going to give you one of them, and I'm pretty much kind of announcing the winner, but I'm just going to pretend that I don't, so you will never see it mentioned on Stacked. But we have one nominee for one of these categories, and that's Newcomer of the Year. And I don't think we've done this, we might have done this once before, I think, where we just felt that we like to nominate people that are close. We don't like to nominate brands that are like just for the sake of nominating 5. We just started doing this a while ago, but there will be one Newcomer of the Year nominee, that is Infinite Nutrition. I'll leave it at that. I don't think we've finalized the complete array of nominees for all the other categories, but you can have that as a nice little interesting piece of information and do with it what you will. So now we're going to jump straight into the news and announcements of what the whole podcast is about. And you know what, we're going to kick off with something from Infinite Nutrition, who has just been flawless this year. They've been doing phenomenal supplements. I'm on a bunch right now. And they said that they're going to launch 8 new supplements before the end of the year. And last week we got a look at 2. Today we got a look at another one of those, but since this podcast is about 7 days prior, I'm not going to touch it. And so the last week we saw a creatine, a standalone creatine supplement was announced, which is actually a part of the Essentials series under Infinite Nutrition, which is very interesting because they could have just made this a standalone creatine and done that, but they've called it Essentials Series Creatine, which leads me to believe we are going to see more of this. And this isn't a creatine with a twist. This isn't a creatine with anything other than creatine. And I know you may think this is Infinite. Of course, there's a twist. There's not a flavor. There's not a format. It is just a straight bulk creatine powder and nothing else to it. And that's going to be the first entry in the Essentials series. It is one of the 8 upcoming supplements that Infinite is dropping before the end of the year. The other one we got to look at last week was Intrafinus? Is that what it's called? I'm trying to remember. Yes, Intrafinus. It is an intra-workout. One of my favorite categories, one of the timeless sports nutrition categories, which is really touched these days. But Infinite has done an intra-workout, and it is one hell of a supplement. Intra-workouts, if you're not familiar with it, and I'm not surprised if anyone hasn't, are basically designed as a pre-workout, is meant to give you a boost in performance for your workout, before your workout, to power you through. And intra is for, I guess, during, intra, to pretty much do the same sort of thing. You traditionally get electrolytes for hydration, aminos for recovery, all sorts of different ingredients that are designed to support you while getting through your workout. And over the years, aminos became just standalone. A BCAA supplement became the intra-workout category, or an EAA. And since, I guess, 2018-19, we've started seeing a few of these guys get back into it. Back in the day, they were a dime a dozen. They were very common for a brand to do pre, intra, post. If you remember, one of the first ever caged supplements was Encaged. Sorry, the first complex caged supplements. They had a bunch of others before that. Was Encaged and intra-workout. I'm pretty sure that came before pre-caged, and then we got recaged, which was the post-workout protein powder. So it was very popular back in the day. These days it's not done as much, but Infinite has done what it does best and showing you exactly what an intra-workout can and should look like. And this thing is just jacked to the gills. You get 12 grams of EAAs per serving, a whole bunch of premium electrolytes. And I say premium as it's not just your standard minerals and whatnot. You've got Aquaman marine source minerals in the Calci K blend. The Albion, I think, is in there as well, or am I just making that up? I don't see it in there. Maybe I thought I saw it. My bad. I don't think it's in there. Scratch that. Anyway, yeah, so still a quality set of electrolytes. And then you have also coconut waters in there as well, helping provide all of that. Taurine's in there. Velocitol, which is famously the ingredient to double the power of your protein. It is a muscle protein synthesis enhancer, typically found in protein powders, but its benefits do extend not just to, I guess, bonded proteins, but amino acids as well. I'm gathering that's the purpose on this one. But again, it's designed to enhance muscle protein synthesis. And so it covers proteins mostly is where we see it. But alongside, and saying that, alongside the EAAs that you get in Infinus, the Intrafinus, sorry, you have 2 protein sources. Now this was an interesting thing. So actually, this may be the purpose of the Velocitol here. If it's, they have 2.5 grams each of Lacprodan. So there's the BLG 100, the whey isolate, and then there's the water shake, which is the clear whey specific Lacprodan. And yeah, so those 2 are in there providing, I think it's 4 grams of protein. Basically, I guess, supplying the body bonded protein sources throughout the workout, as well as the amino acids that you get, the free-form aminos, and all combining for just a pretty juiced up formula. And I should actually add, almost forgot this, in addition to all of that, there is 0.5 gram of NO3T sodium nitrate and 0.5 gram of NO3T potassium nitrate. Now, you may or may not be familiar with those because they aren't as common as the NO3T nitrates we usually see, like citrulline nitrate, creatine nitrate, arginine. A lot of those a little more common, but the interesting part about all of that is potassium and sodium nitrate are the highest yield nitrates that NO3T has. I don't know the exact split. I know that they're like very, very high, like percentage wise. Let's just make up numbers in the head. Let's say citrulline nitrate. This isn't true, but let's just say citrulline nitrate is 30% nitrate. So if you get 3 grams, let's say 2 grams of citrulline nitrate, 30% would be 600 milligrams as nitrates, right? For this example, sodium nitrate might be 80% nitrates. And again, don't know if that's true. I know I have some idea on these numbers, but I'm just making these up. So you might have let's say you have 1.5 grams of sodium nitrate. That might be less than the overall dose of that 2 grams of the other one. However, because of the higher yield, we'll just say 80% of a gram, just to make it easier. That still works out to 800 milligrams of nitrate. So you get a lot more of the pump enhancing nitrates than you would in a lower yield ingredient. So these things are important, and potassium and sodium nitrate are the biggest, some of the biggest. As far as I think I don't know if that plays into why you don't see them as often, but you can also cover both grounds, I guess. If you have a citrulline nitrate, like Ghost does, it has citrulline nitrate, and then it has other citrulines, and then it says the yield of citrulline. So it uses the nitrate ingredient to also help provide the benefits in a full dose of others. So yeah, it's a pretty solid intra-workout. The nitrate infusion, I think, I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it's an absolute juiced up formula, well worth checking out. And then from there, we're going to jump into another big piece of news on the sports nutrition side with GNC. They decided to upgrade their Pro Performance protein powder, famously their own line of products. If you go into a GNC store, you'll be very familiar with this line. They cover a lot of different categories. Protein powder is one of them, and the flagship protein powder in that category from the GNC Pro Performance line is 100% whey, and they've basically relaunched it with a lot of distinctive changes. So it is still at heart a whey-powered protein powder, giving you a nice, clean, reliable source of protein coming from whey. The difference is, firstly, instead of a blend, they have a blend now. I don't believe there was a blend previously. You get, what is it? So previously it was whey concentrate. Now there is a blend of whey isolate and whey concentrate. Whey isolate is the primary source too. So they actually do list, obviously, the ingredient section, and they've got isolate first. And for those not familiar with the story of that whole thing, basically when you see whey isolate and whey concentrate on the other ingredients section on a supplement, that actually has a meaning. So if a brand says, hey, I have whey isolate in my protein powder, and it's the last ingredient on the list, like it has a sprinkling maybe more, I don't know, then you kind of feel shit on a bit. You're sort of like, hey, like that's a calling point, but clearly you haven't put that much in it, so I'm not really getting the key benefit of whey isolate. In the situation of the new GNC Pro Performance 100% whey, they have isolate first, which means it is the biggest protein source in the supplement. So you get more protein from whey isolate than you do whey concentrate, which is a slightly more cost-effective, budget-friendly source of protein. In addition to that, the brand has said that it has made I'm pretty sure they mentioned the taste. Yeah, so it's an improved flavor. I'm pretty sure they called that out they say that on the front? Yeah, new improved formula and better taste. And there are 3 sizes to choose from for the new product. You've got a 1.8 pounder with a 12 serving pouch, a 1.8 pound 25 serving, and a 4 pound 64 serving. All of them in 3 rather traditional flavors in strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. They have a nice new look to them, so they will stand out if you're familiar with the previous one. And you can go grab them on the GNC website as well as in stores. And if you actually, I don't know if it's still around, but they had a ridiculously good sale. It was like buy one, I think it was buy one, get one. It was some sort of deal where basically the 4 pound, the 64 serving came down to $44.99. And it was like a combination of a coupon and some sort of early Black Friday sale. It might have been buy one, get one 50% and a coupon code that brought it down even further, but it was $44.99. So if you saw that, I hope you got in on it, because that was a ridiculous deal, especially from GNC. Not knocking them or anything, but usually you see like the very, very, very extra strong deals from some of your more, I guess, out there online retailers that don't have a shitload of stores across the country. So yeah, big ups to them for launching it and then having that sort of deal available for fans to try it. Next up, we're going to jump to SmartSweets, who surprised us tremendously, basically. They came out with an advent calendar. Now, if you got the email and you didn't click it immediately, you're shit out of luck, because that thing went ridiculously fast. We actually got the email, clicked it, like, oh, this is super cool, let's write about it. So we obviously have a big schedule of things to share, and this was on there. And then I recall when it got around to writing about it, like in 30-45 minutes later, this shit was gone. So it was kind of went before our eyes. We still shared it. We still made sure we got it out there. It was very cool to see. But yeah, if you weren't fast, you missed out. So basically, the SmartSweets Advent Calendar is not a complete Advent Calendar. So you don't get 24 windows. There are 12. Now, they didn't really specify if every window has a different product in it, but I thought it was rather coincidental that they only sell 12 different products on their website. So I wouldn't be surprised if they've taken one of everything and put them in the calendar. Again, it's not, I don't know that for sure. But yeah, it had 12 windows, each with a product from SmartSweets behind it. And it looked damn cool. I just thought it was really cool to see that trend of advent calendars span to someone in the size of SmartSweets. They've been incredibly common and incredibly successful in the UK and Europe. The advent calendars from brands like Grenade, Bear Bells, a lot of Europeans, especially Germany, a lot of them do them. New trend, Inlead did one in its first year in business. They're very popular. And it's cool to have seen it now come to the US. We saw Bear Bells do its first one last year. Then it brought it back this year. Sold out, but it brought it back. And now we've got SmartSweets. So I think it's a cool tradition. It's a slow but gradually growing one. I think once we see like a heavy hitter, like maybe Lenny and Larry's, maybe Fit Crunch, maybe Quest, they definitely have enough to fill a calendar. If we could get one of them doing one, I think it would become a pretty cool thing, pretty more recognizable. They're a fun little way to end the year of the last 24 days with a protein snack or better for you treat that you just don't know what it's going to be. So yeah, you can check that out. You can only look at it. They are doing a small restock, which I thought was kind of sad. Like they said on their site, hey, we're sold out. We're going to do a small restock. They had a limited run to begin with, right? And so if your baseline is what you started with and you now say you have a small restock, they're making it sound like they're going to be restocking with less than they started with. So I wouldn't get my hopes up on being able to get involved in that, especially now that everyone knows they go fast. So the last story we've got comes from Applied Nutrition, famously known in the US as ABE. Well, that's the brand they built themselves around in the US when they launched 2 years ago, I think it was. They've become a line called AN Performance. Now, I'm not sure what how you call it, because obviously you have the ABE line and then you have the AN Performance line. Now, the AN Performance line so it's a line of supplements. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this in my head. So the ABE series, I guess you would say, is from AN Performance. At least when you go to anperformance.com, ABE is there. So now it feels like ABE has gone under that brand, still keeping that ABE look, very similar to ABE in the UK as Applied Nutrition. Now we've got AN Performance, which is a separate series of supplements exclusively available at the Vitamin Shop. Now the distinct difference is, so in the UK, pretty much the rest of the world where you can get Applied Nutrition, they have a mountain of different supplements available under their regular blue and white branding. ABE is basically their black series, their unicorn, their premium lineup, what you would want to get if you wanted to spend a bit of extra money and get extra ingredients and dosages. So the AN Performance line that's launched at Vitamin Shop, it has that similar feeling blue and white look as to the Applied products outside of the US. However, the approach is different. The cost of the supplements in the AN Performance series are more expensive than ABE. So it's a very, like, knowing Applied for as long as I have, coming up 7 years, no, maybe even 10 years now, I think, maybe. Knowing about that series for so long and knowing that was the hierarchy of the white and blue, and then you get the black ABE stuff, it was interesting. I just didn't even think about it. I didn't think it was going the other direction, but it is. So the AN Performance line is basically a series of complex and premium supplements, and I will applaud them. It's a damn good set of supplements. They've done a pretty good job on piecing everything together. There are 4 supplements in the line. There is electrolytes and hydration, creatine, peptide, hybrid protein, and the pre-workout. Now, I thought the creatine peptide was pretty cool. It is a kind of a standalone creatine supplement that comes with a full dose of Peptide Strong, the AI discovered muscle building peptide ingredient. But it is quite expensive. It's $49.99, and I'm not even saying expensive like comparing to a competitor. On the AN Performance website, there is ABE creatine, and that's $24.99 for 60 servings. So this is double the price. Same 60 servings, but it's twice the price. So you are inherently paying twice the price for that added Peptide Strong. But again, yeah, it's in comparison to Applied or AN Performance's own creatine under its own line. You also have hybrid protein, which is a pretty interesting one, and I do like how they went extra transparent on that. So they listed the protein, the percentage of protein that you get from each source. I'm pretty sure it's milk, whey isolate, and concentrate, and they say the isolate is 50%. 50% is from whey isolate, then you get 25% from whey concentrate, and then the other 25% from milk isolate. And so that may not sound like a big deal, but very similar to how I was saying you might get a protein powder that says, hey, this is from a blend of whey concentrate and isolate, or vice versa. You don't know how much is isolate and you don't know how much is concentrate. Even if isolate's first, it's a good sign. It means you have a lot. But if isolate's second, you don't know. It might actually still be quite a lot. So in this case, they flat out tell you 50%. So you know if you get 20 grams of protein per serving, 10 is from whey isolate, which is pretty cool to know. And it's very honorable, I think, for them to put that out there. Not many brands do that. I think it's, for a while, it was like a few, maybe there's about 10 or so out there. It's not common. In the situations where you can actually have all these different sources to choose from. So yeah, and also you have the pre-workout, which is a pretty damn solid competitor. Nicely well-rounded, nice and comprehensive, full formula, full dosages, what you'd kind of expect at the price point that they have it at. But yeah, definitely check it out on the site. All exclusive Vitamin Shop for all those AN Performance supplements. But for this episode, that is it. I tried to keep it short, rambled a bit, but I do apologize. Also like to think you appreciate it. But for this episode, that is it. All we ever ask here at Stacked is to make sure you share the website, visit it every day, share with your mom, dad, brother, sister, niece, nephew. Check it out every day. Make sure you stay informed, up to date, stay up to date with everything, social, website, check it all out. We put everything out there as much as we can every day, and we thank you for the support. Look forward to having you back next time.